Most people talk about leaving America, but you up and did it.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship with America. It's like the bad boyfriend that you keep coming back to. I worked in politics and journalism, and I've lost faith in politics.
I'm like a skeptic. I've been working on this stuff all my life. But when you go to Detroit, you're going to see people taking responsibility for their own lives using restorative practices, like revolution by conversation. If we can encourage people to replicate it, we can transform America. And I'm convinced you'll like it.
You were invited by the governor, Ms. Thompson, to participate in a discussion regarding improving quality of life in Michigan's urban centers.
What day is it on?
August 27th, yes.
Okay, you can
That's
put it
just
down.
FYI.
You can confirm.
And I'll confirm, okay?
Thank you. I'm Alice Thompson, CEO of Blackman Development.
We are a restorative practice agency.
I've been here at this agency for 25 years.
Okay.
Right?
When did you know that you were a leader, that you felt something inside of you could lead?
Probably ninth grade. I began to be a person who would nurture relationships, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It was a mistake when I called you, but how are you doing, by the way?
To me, restorative practice
That's wonderful. Great news.
gave a name to what I believed in. It's about building community. So I took it to my team members.
Randall Welch, Quality Assurance Director.
Good morning, Maria Stanfield, Utilization Review Manager.
I'm Jane Fernandez, and I serve as the Chief Financial Officer.
Kenyatta Stevens, Chief Operating Officer.
Good morning, Wendy Lamar, Project Director. Samantha Perry, Vice President of Juvenile Justice.
And I said, we have got to begin to use this.
Well, let me just first, and I prepared some notes, as we probably all do. We haven't met in a long time, but I want to officially welcome Maria Stanfield back. You have been missed.
I always try and begin and end with a nurturing and supportive phrase. Most human beings value being involved in authentic and caring relationships.
And we thank you. We're so glad to see you. And the other thing I want to say, come on, folks, I'm glad to see her.
Even if you just got coached.
And I am thankful for your healing. Your recovery was phenomenal. I kept saying, don't rush back, but all is well, right?
I'm glad to be back.
Thank you, good, excellent. All right. So here's our check-in question. What has been your most rewarding experience this summer? And the follow-up to that is, what has been your most challenging experience this summer, personally or professionally?
My most challenging is being separated from our normal workspace.
Yeah. The most challenging was definitely being displaced from the office.
Similar to other folks in the room, our temporary relocation.
I think I can echo what everyone else has been sharing about the relocation.
Being housed at Hope Academy for the last 30 days was an absolute eureka, because I was able to see things that I had not seen before. When I got over there, I found out they need a new roof. Didn't know it, right? I was taken through classrooms, and where many classrooms you could see leakages, the tile where there was water, and even damages to the wall. And the secretary said to one of our staff, everything we have asked her for, we had believed she had been saying no, right? So really break down in communication. You must be vulnerable in this position. You must show your vulnerability. You are not perfect.
And vulnerability is the hardest thing to show, because we live in a culture that says if you're vulnerable, it means you're weak.
To be quiet and to be a listener, slow to speak, quick to listen, requires discipline and strength.
My most challenging and rewarding are actually combined into one.
Like many of you, my most rewarding and most challenging is one and the same. In July, I had a hip replacement. You hear so many horror stories going into it, and you always think that's going to be me.
And my most challenging is managing two teenagers, my children, this summer home alone.
But I think my most rewarding experience with it was that our team, our accounting team, functioned more like a closely knitted unit than we ever have.
My most rewarding has been the hands-on work with Wraparound this summer. I'm in the field a lot and get to work with youth and families, and hadn't gotten to do that in a while, and it just reminded me why we do what we do.
I'm just, every single day, I'm just blessed to be here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you all so much. It's been a major inconvenience. Thank you for your patience. And you know, I need to find a way just to say thank you to staff. So here's a checkout question. If there was one policy or one practice in BFDI that you would change if you had the authority and control to change it, what would be that one policy or practice you want to change in the organization? Who wants to begin first?
Nobody.
No.
I'll begin. Okay. The policy or practice that I will want to change is institute staff using the ask suicide assessment tool immediately, based upon best practice nationally.
I would end the practice of staff coming up with totally new name of a program and not realizing the impact of how we do it in accounting, how it relates to what the funders want, and how we need to track it.
So I got to reinforce that. We'll work with it. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Samantha?
I wish we could do a 4-day work week if we could work that out.
Yeah. So I'm open to it. If I can see where the staff can show discipline, but certainly a summertime thing I would love to do. Okay, thank you.
In this work, it requires being able to genuinely talk about relationships, to have respect for all, and to communicate and behave in ways that were authentically caring.
Well, being a person of a lot of seniority here, I would probably change our policy on leave time to reflect seniority.
It's like 5 years, it's more than 5 years.
More significantly.
Incremental increases.
We can change how we run corporations.
That's a good one, but let me tell you what happened when I came to the agency. We had a lot more days off, but we found out that the hours that we gave off was so much time that staff could not make units. We really asked staff for how to save money, and staff put in some reductions like that, though.
We can begin to work in a much more harmonious way once we realize that my success in life is tied to yours as well.
Once you put it in the universe, it's out there. It may get stored, but it comes back up again. Okay, have a great day, and I will see you guys later on. Thank you so much.
And when you do that, we experience the essence of our humanity.